Welcome back everyone, I'm Bastion. Today's video is on the 2 best grouping zones that I found in Planes of Power, with 2 other honorable mentions. So let's get into it. I'd say hands down, the absolute best grouping zone that I found in Planes of Power is the Plane of Fire, also called Doomfire, where Fenn Row resides. What's great about this zone is it's really the best experience that you could possibly get. I think I was getting somewhere around 4 to somewhere near 7% AA experience per kill at level 65, which is just insane, absolutely insane. I think it is the best experienced group zone that you can go to in Planes of Power. As well, the mobs have a very low aggro radius, so it's quite easy to pull singles. It's got very good drops, very high valuable drops, and good grouping gear. You can get some mana regeneration items, you can get this haste boots, it's insane. But it's also pretty dangerous in that these mobs are very high level. Most of them are at least 64 to 65. So you need to be able to split, or to be able to crowd control, or to be able to debuff some of these mobs, because it's very hard to land spells on them. Occlusion helps a lot, Mallow helps a lot. You have to slow these because they hit really, really hard. But also, one of the last good things about Plane of Fire is that there are several good camps to this zone, not just 1 or 2. Now let's talk about the second best grouping zone I found. It is Bot, or Bastion of Thunder, where Agnar is. So this one I found to be the second best experience. This is where I did the majority of my grinding because I wasn't keyed for fire yet. I found these mobs are a bit lower in level than fire, so it's easier to land stuff. You still want to be able to split because these mobs have a larger aggro radius. It's pretty easy to get a few tagged onto you. But what's crazy is just how good Enchanter Charm is here. And even Enchanter Charm is crazy good in Plane of Fire too, but you really, really want to get an Enchanter in Planes of Power because their charm power is equivalent to what it was like back in Classic, where it's extremely good DPS. It's the best tank that you can possibly have for a group. And it's the most beefy tank. Best at holding aggro, best hard hitting, best DPS, everything. These charm pets are the best group members you can possibly have, believe it or not. So enchanters are definitely great, again, in Planes of Power. You definitely want one for Plane of Fire, Plane of Thunder. The only thing about Plane of Thunder is there's really only 2 viable camps, I think. You really want to get the Earth camp. There's 4 main quadrants to Bastion of Thunder. You want to get the Earth side because you'll never really run out of mobs. But if you can't get the Earth side, you can go to the fire area and then you can click up, and there's this whole central area before you click up to Agnar where you click on the lightning rod, where there's all these like flying chickens and gargoyles. There's a 4-sided field where you can have plenty of mobs to kill in that area as well. So Bastion of Thunder is definitely a good place to go to. And I think Plane of Fire and Bastion of Thunder both drop the parchments you need for the level 63 to 64 spells, which those parchments are really the hardest to get. Yeah, the level 61 and level 62 parchments can be easily soloed. The 63 to 64 they have to be grouped. Those mobs are too difficult. And then 65 can be reliably gotten by just doing raid content. Everyone's going to have all their 65 spells easily by all the raid content drops. And now let's talk about 2 alternate zones you could do. Some 2 honorable mentions that are also in Planes of Power. You can also go to Tower of Solozek Row. There's a couple different wings, but you can kill in just the general lobby area and just move throughout. And you can also click up to, I think it's the West Wing, where there's a bunch of mephits. But there's a bunch of different wings that you can kill in. I found this was probably the 3rd best EXP zone. And then lastly is Plane of Valor in this little tunnel where there are these, they look like fungus fiends. And there's these gems, these like gemstone monsters But you have to be careful in that tunnel because there is a raid mob that can actually spawn in there, that the only way you can split is with the Feigned Death or, say, Fading Memories. And then, of course, as Plains of Power is here, that means some of the lower level zones will be, or the previous expansion zones will get freed up, like if you want to group in Velkators or in Grieg's End or, say, Sebulus Juggernauts. Those places will be much more accessible, as most people are going to be in the current expansion content. So that is all for the video. Thank you guys all for watching. See you in the next one.